Yay, you got Lilliputian! So this is a tutorial on how to set up your music box for this piece for Piccolo and music box. So you'll see that your package included Piccolo part, a glockenspiel part, an A flat in case you wanted to play with a live performer in that aspect. But if you want the music box provided by Kikkerland, even though it isn't, you have the roll says it's C major, it sounds in A flat. So I have this transposed part so that you can easily use the rolls that come with the music box. So here's your part. You get a scroll or roll like this. You have your staff on there. So I treat this, each vertical line is an eighth note. That's how I interpreted it. And then you have each line is a pitch in the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G. And they were nice enough to put the staff on there. So if you read music, it makes it a lot faster, especially when you get to the middle part. So my roll, just to give me an example, looks like this. I started all the way to the left because I was worried I wasn't going to have enough room. So as you can see, the first notes are E and A, and they're eighth notes. So right there, you can see that they are E and A, and I punch those right there. And on the next line, I punch C, and then D, and so on. Now the other thing that you'll need to do, so this whole part right here, that is one scroll. Like it made it all the way to the end. But you'll realize that the piece lasts longer than this once through. It's actually played 4 times. So we need to create a loop. So I got my music box, which I fixed to a little box to amplify it. It's really great. I got the box at Michael's. You can build your own, or you can go to Michael's and get it for a couple bucks. They have all sorts of wood boxes. So what you'll need to do, once you have it already punched, and you can use the little puncher that comes with it, you feed it through. And there's a hole, and you can kind of peekaboo and see and make sure you're getting accurate punches. But I digress. All right, so I feed this guy through my music box. Well, first things first, I trimmed mine. The scroll was here somewhere. Oh, okay. So you'll see that there's this little tab, entry point, and there's like some extra white space. But if we're going to create a loop, that space equals time. And if you don't punch anything in it, it's just silence. So you need to get rid of as much as possible to an eighth note space. So, you see that an eighth note space is pretty tiny. So you got to trim it. So I trimmed mine all the way to the edge over here and all the way to the edge over here. Which actually the last pitch is a dotted quarter note, so I have a little bit more time. And then I feed it through. And just feed it enough so I can have some, so I can work it through. And I'm going to connect these pieces end to end. If you overlap, it won't feed through the music box. There'll be a hitch and it'll get stuck. You want to use as much as the least amount of tape and the least amount of paper so that you don't have it overlapping. I just used some Scotch packaging tape, really high tech. I have gobs of it laying around, and I'm just going just a little bit. You don't need a lot. It grips pretty good. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to totally mess it up. But trial and error. And this cardboard stock that they include in the roll is very forgiving. So if you have to kind of undo, that's fine. So I put a thin layer, and I just kind of crimp it over the edges. Now I have to kind of go all the way through because you can't go backwards. I mean, you can change the tempo as slow as you wind it if you need to get through it really fast. Because if you hear it one more time, you're going to throw up. And it goes right back. Now, if you use too much tape, like you'll you'll bump the music box and it'll make a tune. So it's a little bit of trial and error to get that through. But hopefully that explains how you set up your music box for Lilliputian. I hope to do more of these. Please email me if you have any questions about how to do these, or even if your music box that you have is in a different key, and we'll try to figure it out somehow. But the punching didn't take that long, especially if you read music. I mean, you'll be surprised. You zip through it, but just make sure you stay focused, because there's no erase button on that. Once you cut, you punch, you're kind of done, unless you want to cut the strip and try to tape it together where you messed up. So thank you, and hope you enjoy Lilliputian.